Hello, everybody. Hey, my name's Matt. Sorry, my camera's a little funky here, but just wanted to give you a quick uh, look at my beautiful mug, and so you know who I was. If I'm wandering around campus, you'll be able to figure out who I am. Um, if you're on campus, please do stop by and introduce yourself to me. I'd love to meet you. Uh, this is just a real quick introduction to me. Um, My office is in the main hall in MH 156, and you're welcome to stop by anytime. I'm usually not there in the mornings. I usually get in sometime between noon and 3 o'clock, and then I'll be on campus until usually around 8 o'clock, at least on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and some Thursdays as well. Uh, my background is pretty varied. I've worked in a lot of different jobs, things, whatever. Uh, And I think it's just important for you to know that this is going to be very much a hands-on class. And that's kind of what I've done in the past is I've been a Oracle database administrator for quite a few years. I've done a little bit of programming. Um, and I worked at the National Outdoor Leadership School, both as an IT guy and as a field instructor. So what that means is that I took people out rock climbing, camping, backpacking, various different outdoor sorts of things. I did that for quite a few years, um, worked in the office and in the field. So I've spent most of my life kind of dancing around education in some ways or another, but I've also done a lot of labor as well. So I ran my own construction company. Uh, we've done so many things related to that, both personally and professionally. I'm kind of into sailing these days, so we bought a sailboat and we've been sailing whenever there's free time. And uh, so, anyway, pretty varied background. I'm really curious and interested in getting to see some of your presentations here during this first week. So the way that's going to work is you're going to create some sort of all about me presentation. So similar to what I'm kind of giving you right now, uh, but you might want to go into a little bit more detail. So for example, you might ask, do I have any kids? Where do I live? Those sorts of things. So I have 3 kids. They're all grown. I have 2 boys and a girl. I have 4 grandchildren. I don't have any great grandchildren yet. Uh, my kids live in Denver. Boys live in Denver, and then my daughter lives in Wisconsin, just outside of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. So those may be some of the things you might want to add to your presentation. I know that there's a few people who are a little leery about sharing details like that. Oversharing or undersharing is really not the point here. Find the things that are relevant. If you want to talk about your favorite foods and maybe what your dog likes to do for fun, that's fine. Um, do what you think is right. I think the idea here is that if we were sitting in an in-person class, you couldn't be anonymous. So if that would be a good guide for you, think about what you might say in an in-person class within your presentation. You don't need to create a video like this. If that's what your mojo is telling you, then great, go do that. If you want to use PowerPoint, do that. If you want to use Prezi or Google Slides, it doesn't really matter. I do know that my grandchildren in kindergarten were using PowerPoint. So if that's your thing that you know how to do best, pick something else. Figure out how to learn something else and do that presentation using a tool that you're not completely, entirely familiar with. That's what it's all about, figuring stuff out. So, and I love to learn about new tools. So if you find one that's kind of obscure and you think it's kind of interesting and maybe not too difficult to use, go for it. Yeah, give it a go. Um, Take a look at the class. If you have questions, there's another video that I created just on that, but this one was mostly just to introduce myself to you. So I'm looking forward to working with all of you, and I hope we have a great semester. Thanks, everybody.